Welcome back to Congressional Black Caucus Expediting Change. They allowed us to pull up and be in the building live. I got my co-host Sam here with me. Got my guy Mac here. We're going to chop it up, continue these conversations about financial education, financial wellness. I'm going to allow my guy to introduce himself.
Mac James. I'm the owner of Future Fitness Training Facility. Been in the industry for over 25 years. Started as a personal trainer, moved to opening my own brick and mortar because I wanted to give the opportunity to grow amongst the minority community, amongst clientele of, not minorities, as well as my staff. My staff is really why I do this. I just came back from a conference and spoke with Tim Grover, and he says, you open a business or you become an entrepreneur to provide jobs for other people. So it was really deep that I didn't realize I was coming on this right after that conference.
Sure.
Went out of town. But we talked about, you want to provide a great service so that other people can serve underneath you. So that was one of the big things that I took from that last night.
Spitting nuggets already.
Yeah, and I know that's raw for you. So
Yeah.
how do you feel about that pressure? Are you looking at your business a little bit different?
Yeah, it's funny. Shamari comes in. We always have a great talk. He works with one of my other trainers now. I've actually transitioned more into an ownership.
Well, hold on, Mac. Though, does he be in there cheating?
I mean, it depends on the day.
Okay.
Because he gonna shoot us straight. Like,
Okay.
I ain't got it today.
Okay.
My knee hurting. So we adjusted for him. But
Okay.
he's not really cheating. He gonna make sure he gets through his workout. But the thing that Shamari brings is consistency. What we've realized is that consistency gets you so much further than anything else.
Yes, sir.
If you have one great workout a week, but you're not in there, that person that's in there 2 to 3 times on average, with an average workout, they're going to end up better than you because that one great workout doesn't outshine their consistency.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
But yeah, so when it comes down to the business, yes, it's a lot of pressure because I look at my staff as family.
Yeah.
And I know that they have to provide for their family.
Yeah.
For sure.
Same way as I do. Shamari and I talk about it a lot. Being in the leadership role, everyone says, "Oh, they're doing good. They're doing good," and people don't realize, how much pressure's on my back. Because if I mess up,
For sure.
that shit is trickle down effect.
Absolutely.
Everybody
Absolutely.
is struggling. So I never want to put my staff in that position. So
No doubt. No doubt. That's the unspoken, not often talked about pressure of signing the front of the paycheck. The front of the paycheck.
Yep.
It's a beast. I think you know a little bit about that too, Sam. I think you know a little bit about signing the front of the paycheck. You got your own business.
Yeah.
Matt, how do you equate financial wellness, financial prosperity to your physical wellness?
It's interesting you talk about that because you and I talked maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I went and actually did research.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, and I say this, besides the music industry, where you're an artist, it's very few professions that you can say an individual is super successful, but very unhealthy. If you go back and look at your research, you hate to say it, the Elon Musk, all these guys are keeping their health at a forefront. But because, if you're unhealthy, you can't provide for anyone else.
For sure.
I tell in the minority community, the Black community, especially our female clients, they come in and I say, you guys take care of everyone else.
Yeah. Good point.
And you're the last person that is taken care of.
Yeah.
But guess what? If you don't take care of yourself, you can't be there for anyone else.
Absolutely.
The men, we have time because, all right, I'm going to go to the gym on the way home. Mom is running around. She's making sure everybody's eating.
Yep.
She's making sure kids are going to school.
Yep.
All the homework is done. And not to say that the fathers don't contribute to that, but that's mainly a maternal,
For sure. For sure.
type situation.
Yep.
So when they come in and they're so beat up or they're so out of shape, I'm like, you have to commit.
Yep.
You have to commit to yourself if it's just for a year, because I guarantee you, if you commit for a year, that it's life changing.
It is.
Well, what does that look like? What does that commitment for a year look like? Like how somebody coming in, they're beat up, they've never worked out before. What's the starting point?
Usually we get them in 1 to 2 days a week. if we can get you in working out, lifting weights, we're big on strength training.
Yep.
Cardiovascular conditioning is fine, but it's not going to be the end all be all. We in the minority community, we do deal with osteoporosis, osteopenia. We always thought that was somebody else's issue.
Yeah.
Now it's starting to become our issue.
For sure.
We have our natural issue: diabetes, cholesterol, all those things. So you start doing strength training twice a week. It's step by step building days. Stack one day on top of the next. Because now, after 3 months, after 6 months, it's a habit. Your body doesn't feel right if you don't have that exercise.
Absolutely right.
Like, Shamari would be go on the road and doing all these things, and he'll be like, man, I just didn't feel like myself because I wasn't in here working out. I didn't come in, so he tries to schedule. I'm going to get 3 days in because I feel my best when I'm getting 3 days in. 4 days is great, but 2 to 3 days is ideally what you need.
And literally, as soon as I see him, I didn't even say what's up. I said I got 2 days in already, 3 days in already, Mac.
Yeah.
And I've been to the gym because I've been traveling like crazy. So I was at home in Buffalo and I made sure I worked out.
And about your knee.
My knees stayed. He says I got 80-year-old knees. This is my trainer, my support. Let's say I got 80-year-old knees.
He posted something about his knee. I said, bro, you need to go ahead and get both of those done. Just cut you off at the knee and start over. But whatever he's done. But that's the thing. Where Shamari could easily say his knee is the reason not to work out.
He's still showing up.
His knee is the reason he wants to work out.
Absolutely.
He's like, I'm not gonna let this stop me.
For sure.
We figure out it might be a change that day. If your trainer doesn't change and adapt for you, then that's on them. You know what I mean? He comes in, we ask him how he's feeling. And this is all of our clients. We service 195 clients now.
Nice.
They come in, hey, how you feeling today? What's going on? Because my trainers are trained to be able to adjust on a whim. If Shamari's knees is messed up and I had a leg workout designed for him, all right, let's see how we can adjust that.
Okay. Say more about that, Mac. Like the rigor of your specific boutique. It's not LA Fitness.
No.
Right? And by now, we 8 years deep now? We something deep now.
Yeah. I've been over 13. You've been at 8.
Yeah, and I get bored. Both of y'all know that. I get bored quickly. But talk more because done ADHD like madness, bro. It's crazy.
That's the Gemini.
Literally. I literally be like, I got to do 20 reps. I'm not counting that high, Mac, but I'm digressing already. The point is, I want you to get out from my audience, especially those local, the uniqueness of your gym and what you just talked about with how you get people prepared and train them.
So, I've been in the industry and I've worked with professional athletes. I have a heavy NFL load. I have a heavy NBA pro tennis players. But my bread and butter.
That was his humble brag right there. Yeah, I got look.
Break my arm. But that was the early days.
Yeah.
So now my population is the soccer mom and the general dad. And when we say the general dad, we're talking literally guys who we were just talking about run schools, that run government contracts, state farm agencies, because they need just as much help as everyone else.
For sure.
So when you start to think about how we develop everything, it's a small group training, but it's customized. Because when you walk in, we want to know how you're feeling.
Yep.
Because if something is hurting, that's what we don't want to do.
Yep,
we don't want to work that. If you're going to a place where you don't have that type of attention or you don't have even that type of anybody asking you, just the simple ask. You might ask and be like, all right, you still doing the same workout. But at least you asked.
Yeah.
I feel good today. I'm fine. All right, back. Cool. Come
Right.
on. My knees hurt. All right, let's change it up. Because we know these exercises are going to affect your knees. Our clientele is late 30s up to our oldest is 83.
That's
Injury,
crazy.
you name it, we have had hip replacement, knee replacement, spinal fusions. We have a lady that came in who just started with us, and she had a brain aneurysm. And
wow.
literally, she shook me because I've never worked with any. I said, wait, are you cleared? Like,
What that mean?
We need some paperwork.
Bring your doctor's note.
Yeah, we need some documentation.
Bring your hall pass.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, I'm 8 months cleared, and the doctors told me I can start slow.
Okay.
And, one of my clients, love her to death. She has a heart issue, and she had a major. I don't want to call it a heart attack, but a major issue in New York where she passed out in Manhattan was in the hospital for weeks in New York, waiting for a new device to put in her heart. So she's doing all of this. She's texting me, and I felt good. I felt really good because I'm like, I'm on your priority list. Like when you start texting somebody from the hospital bed,
right.
You're like,
about your heart.
Yeah, Mac, I already knew the issue, and I was like, all right, don't worry, we'll freeze everything, we'll make sure you're good to go. But I check on her every month, and she's starting back next week.
Nice.
She's like,
Nice.
you know, I'm gonna do this, and this, and you know, initially I told her she needs to do our more expensive level where it's customized to her, and she's like, I really can't afford that. I was like, you can afford it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you, come into our lower level where you work.
Yep.
We're going to try to work with you. If we can't, out of safety for you, I'm going to demand either you go up or you just chill until you can do what we need to do.
For sure.
Because it's a danger. Like at the end of the day, if they get hurt, it's on me.
Absolutely.
But this is a woman that also texted me out of her hospital bed.
For sure. So you do everything you can to take care
I have
of
to
it.
look after you. I have to do everything that I possibly can. So that's kind of the game plan when they come into the gym.
Unlike the guy who smashed his finger in between the weights because he didn't put the weights away like he was supposed to.
Well, the funniest story in the world was Shamar. So I have certain rules in my gym, and my rule is put your weights up, right? Put your weights up. Don't leave them there. So I have black turf on my floor. My weights are black. And we have a lot of older clients, so they don't even pay attention. Are we even in the new gym yet?
We're in the new gym.
So I tell Shamari, put your weights up. Put your weights up. Shamari tells me, Mac, I don't put my weights up because that counts how many sets I did. And I looked at him. I said, that is the dumbest shit I ever heard, Shamari. If you don't put your weights up, I'm literally I'm like, bro, you gonna hurt yourself or hurt somebody.
Right.
Now I'm good. So I walk away. Literally that same day, Shamari's doing dumbbell incline, brings his weights down, and catches his finger on the weights that he left under him that I told him to put up. And I think it hurt more that he had to come to me.
Yes.
And he was like, Mac. And I was like, this, yeah, dumbass.
Yeah.
That's exact. Guess what? He's never not put a weight
Never.
up.
Never.
Every time.
And my only defense, I was increasing my weight based off the reps.
So he was trying to count
And
where he was.
Because otherwise I get lost. I'm not that smart when I'm in the gym. And my finger literally is still numb to this day.
And I told him, I said, that's exact. And to safety, he didn't want to sue me. He was like, you were actually right. That was exactly
all my fault.
What you told me to do is what I didn't.
And Mac, we just talked about that. He's the expert.
I
Listen
know,
to the expert.
Exactly. We literally just had
You
that.
get mad when people don't listen to you. You the expert.
The problem is it's also my man. So, you know what I mean?
He literally was like, I ain't gonna hurt myself. Shamar, you gonna hurt yourself. I'm gonna tell you gonna hurt yourself because I've seen it 6 times with my kids, my athletes. They come in. He sure enough came down. We wrapping it up. We got ice on it. He walking around like this. I still got to put his weights up because now he can't pick it up.
And then he had to kick me out the gym. I tried to go back to the way. He like,
nope.
Are you sick? Get out.
Get out. Bye.
Get out.
Go
You're done for the day. Get out. But expand on that point from a business perspective about your community. Like, I don't go to box gyms because they're annoying. And you got the one guy in the skinny
tank top
with
ripped
the
up,
huge belt.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. But talk about your community.
So that's my biggest thing. At my facility, you'll come in and you'll see some strong guys. Yeah. We have some big guys, but our big thing is our community. Like black, white, Hispanic. Shamari comes in, he talks to everyone. Everyone talks to him. It's a true. And then when they don't come in, they start asking, "Hey, where's Shamari?"
Yeah, accountability.
You know, everything going okay?
Yeah.
They worry about each other.
Sure.
You know, he'll ask, "Hey, man, where's Linda? Oh yeah, Shamari, she came in earlier." You know, because people are concerned about the community. They want the community. So that's where our gym really thrives. Because I tell everyone, the first thing when you come in, I give you a trial session because I want you to enjoy the vibe.
Yeah.
If you don't enjoy the vibe, you're not going to come to the gym.
For sure.
I can put all the good equipment in the gym that I want. If you don't enjoy the vibe, you're not going to stay.
For sure.
So that's always been our thing. Like Shamari says, he gets tired, his focus is off. 8 years for this guy to be doing anything is amazing.
Appreciate
But
it.
now he realizes he'll go anywhere else, and guess what he's going to automatically do? Compare that experience.
Yep.
Nope. I'm going back to my home.
No doubt.
Yep. I know these guys. They high five me. They know what I need because everything is not the same fitness-wise. Fitness-wise, it looks the same. We can give you the same exercises. That vibe is not the same.
Did you intentionally design that from a talk value proposition from the business aspect? Was that like, did you build that in your business plan? Did it come along by happenstance and then you nurtured it?
Yeah, it was a combination. Like, I realized that the price point that I wanted to charge, I couldn't give Planet Fitness or Gold's Gym
For sure.
type setup.
For sure.
So the people that you bring in, and you've gone through a lot of my employees. I try to bring in those people that are going to invite this nurturing, because
Sure.
that's me.
Yep.
I'm the big dad. All right, come on. So like my guys are young now. So I've gone from a staff that was my age, very experienced, to now I have a younger staff that I'm trying to actually mentor. We talk about it all
Yep.
the time, trying to make sure these guys see their possibility. So when it comes to that, it goes back to the price point.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not the cheapest gym in the world. I'm not the most expensive. But when you walk in, you'll immediately see your price value because I know your name.
Yeah.
I know what injury you got.
Yeah.
I know what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to ask you about your grandkids' soccer game that we talked about on Tuesday. Hey, how was the soccer game? You know, I employ my staff to do that because guess what? For the lack of better term, that's what all of us want. We don't want to freaking work out. We want to go somewhere we feel comfortable and shit. I just so happen to work out. Right?
Yeah.
I tell my staff all the time, we are bartenders with weights. If you think about it, that's exactly what you want. You want a bartender to talk to. We check on you. We make sure everything is good. Here, lift these dumbbells. That's your mojito for the night. Go from there, you know what I mean? Right. So that's the direction we went into.
When you got one, it looked like you were thinking, like you were coming out, and I cut you off. Did I cut you off?
Yeah, but we good.
Okay. All right. When you think about that and you then compare yourself relatively to like box gyms, other boutique gyms, is that what you use as your competitive advantage? Because you speak about, even on here, if we just met, you mentioned your price point on this podcast a few times. So that's in your head. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about how can I differentiate, is that one of the things like you're selling?
Yeah, you know, yes and no. The funny part is you have to separate yourself somehow.
Yeah.
And the only way that I can is by you experiencing it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you come into my gym and you take a session, it all depends on where you are in your life, in your journey.
Yeah.
Because if really all you want is weights and treadmills,
It's not for you.
It's not
your
you
clientele.
can go anywhere. You can go anywhere. But if you want somebody who's gonna hold you accountable, make sure that we celebrate your victories, because I'm big into celebrating the small victories. I just spoke last week and I told people, I said, one of the biggest things that I've noticed in life, we as individuals don't give ourselves flowers enough. Our own flowers.
Yeah.
I don't need anybody else to tell me I'm doing well. I need to tell myself that,
For sure.
and then get back out there and keep going.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So when we're speaking at this business conference last week, we talked about it. We're talking about micro gyms that are doing $500,000, $600,000, $1 million. You know, I'm on pace to have my best year ever.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And it's now what I say is, all right, Matt, good job.
Yeah.
Guess what? We got to go get some more.
For sure.
We got to go from 200 members to 250, because when you start to make a difference in people's lives,
Yeah.
that's the big thing.
Yeah.
Like
That's the testimony.
Shamari's
Yeah.
life is different because he has a organized. I don't have to worry about this.
Right.
You know, Miss Jenkins, who comes to my gym, I'm 70 years old, but you working out, Miss Jenkins. Guess what? Guess what the quality of life for you is going to be.
That's right.
Because you're working out on a regular basis.
That's right.
And you've been here 2 years, and you know 70 people in here because
Right.
they all work out around the same time. So if you ever leave, they'll be like, where Miss Jenkins go?
Right.
People want to see you succeed. So yes, I do build it into that sales point, but they have to be ready to receive it.
Which makes me think of another question. How do you, or do you, influence people to understand that you get a better quality of life, right? Like
Yeah.
Do you try and convince people?
Yeah.
Like,
That
you know
is-
what I mean?
Yeah, that's a big part of my. When I do my max messages, I talk once about uh, basically movement freedom, like freedom of when as you're getting older. I want to do this.
Yeah.
I'm doing it because I want to, not because this is the only thing that I can do.
For sure.
If you want to go hike the Grand Canyon, guess what? You should be able to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
So you have to prepare for that.
For
If
sure.
I want to go to the forest and walk around, hike. That's your choice.
Yep.
Don't say, "Oh yeah, I'm only gonna go to the boardwalk," because that's really all
You can
my
do.
body will allow
Yeah.
me to do.
Mm.
So when you start talking about quality of life, that's one of the big things that our community doesn't really think about it. We think about it from a financial and a materialistic standpoint.
Right.
Quality of life is big. Can you get down on the floor to play with your grandkids?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And guess what? When you get down on the floor to play with your
You get
grandkids,
back up.
can you get back up? Or
Not,
do you
not,
need-
with, not with these knees,
Yeah.
but no grandkids
yeah,
yet, though.
yeah, but still, you don't want Shamari to have to come help you up.
No
Right.
You're
doubt.
like, man, get away from me.
No
Let me get
doubt.
over here next to this couch and get up.
Right.
But that's the quality of life.
Yeah.
I because where our clientele is, that is a big part of it. You
Yeah.
know, I want to get off medication. You know why you
Yeah.
want to get off medication? Because you're taking 9 pills, 10 pills a day. That's
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we don't know better to say, let me do better before I start taking it. Because
Right.
if you get on it, they're never going to let you off.
Absolutely.
Because Big Pharma is the money maker.
Absolutely. I had a conversation with my mom. Literally,
Big Pharma
Last
is the
week.
market money
Absolutely.
maker. I go in and I see my doctors. My doctors tell me every single time, Matt, cholesterol's high. Matt, your sugar's high. Okay, no problem. I'll take care of it. Go back in. Oh, cholesterol down. Your sugar's down. Yeah, because I know what I did.
yeah.
Right.
I
Right.
had a bad 2 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So Mac, talk to us about nutrition. Like how does that play a role with your overall regimen?
Nutrition's a huge role. I mean, nutrition is probably the hardest part of my business
Okay.
because I can't go home and cook for you.
Yeah.
I'm a cook. I love to cook. My wife is like, thank God I married you because she doesn't have to cook at all. She's responsible for cleaning up and cutting the vegetables. That's it. Sous chef.
Sous chef, baby.
Sous chef, baby. But as long as we have that, but when it comes to your nutrition, it's so much bad information out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From intermittent fasting to paleo. Everybody wants to get on a diet. What I push for is for you to get on something that is sustainable, that's healthy.
Okay.
If you know you can eat meat and vegetables every day and you're good, by all means. If you know you want a carb in the morning, by all means. But figure out what's going to work for you and make it sustainable. Because when you do these knee-jerk diets,
For sure.
it's a boomerang effect. It comes back around twofold.
Yeah.
Right. Mac, have you seen where everybody's different? Everybody's body responds differently to the different,
Yes.
what you put in it.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So
I mean,
it's not a
No, that-
doesn't fit all.
yeah. When I tell you fitness and medicine, those two things, and this is where I get mad at Big Pharma. It's not a one fit all. You have one answer because that's the most financial
Absolutely.
profit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where we have is trial and error in fitness. Like for me, my diet is going to be different than Shamari's. My build is going to be different. What I do, my body's response is going to be different. So what you have to do is you have to take the time to say, I'm going to commit to this
Yeah.
and understand that I'm going to have to pivot. And I can't just go down this aisle because I might have to make a left. I might have to go here. But once you get to it, you should be all right with it.
Okay. Okay.
Talk about the psychology of, because we talk about it in the gym a lot, like snacking and what we eat and on the go type food.
Yeah, so I mean, I always say if you're prepared, you won't make mistakes. So if you know you got, I use pharmaceutical sales reps as my biggest, because we have a lot of those that come in. And what is their job? They go from doctor to doctor to
Right.
doctor. I'm gonna buy you lunch. I'm gonna buy you lunch. I'm gonna buy you lunch.
Right.
Guess what they're doing at each one of those lunches? They eat,
Yeah.
because it's rude to buy somebody else's food and you not eat
Yep.
with them.
Yeah.
When you trying to sell them something. So what we try to get them to understand is prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. So if you know already that you're going to be on the road, pack your snacks.
For sure.
Your healthy snack.
For sure.
Because all you really want is a snack.
Right.
Once you reach the point of starvation, Now you don't give a damn what that snack is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm grabbing something out the vending machine. I'm grabbing something from the corner store.
Yep.
You know, I was talking to one of our guys who works for Verizon. He's like, man, every time I'm out, I gotta get a honey bun. You
A
don't
honey bun.
You don't have to get a honey bun. You
Dang.
choose
Right.
to get a honey bun.
Right.
You know
Right.
why you choose to get a honey bun? Because you didn't pack anything.
For sure.
You could have had an apple and peanut butter in your
Sure.
truck,
Right.
and that would have satisfied the same thing that the honey bun
For
did.
sure.
But when you go into the gas station, that's what the gas station got.
Yeah.
Honey bun, whole thing. They got
Yeah.
all the stuff that they know because you're hungry at that
For sure.
point, you're gonna consume. And after you eat it, the psychology is,
Yep.
damn, why did I do that?
Yep. Yep.
I put myself back 2 steps. You go work your ass off and you eat a honey bun. I do tell people to give themselves.
Yo, a honey bun, bro.
Yeah, I
Do
do.
you really buy honey bun, or that's just the example?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Who eats honey buns?
It's certain people that eat honey buns.
Don't honey-
All right?
Yo, man. Yo,
Don't
man.
honey buns have
Don't
pork in them?
disrespect. Don't disrespect. The
I don't
honey.
Honey buns got pork.
Yo, man. Don't disrespect
Okay,
the
my
honey bun.
honey bun. Okay,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
just think about it. Everything might be some type of cake or something like
Oh,
that.
right.
That's what it essentially.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's comfort food.
Filling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
fill myself up so I
Yeah.
can go to this next call because I can't go to lunch until 1,
Yeah.
and I've been out since 7.
Don't tell me in the gym who ate a honey bun.
Nah, I won't.
I don't want to
I
know.
won't.
I don't want to
I
know.
won't.
So, go ahead. Go
You
ahead.
know what I'm saying, but that's the psychologies. Let me change this so that I can be prepared.
Yeah.
And these are all life changes. Like, you gotta want to do that.
Yeah.
Because if you could do it easily, everybody would. It's just not an easy thing.
You have a
Yeah.
very, very, very highly personal, interactive business.
Mhm.
How do you balance the business of it? Because this is my business and I have to make money with my business.
Mhm.
But like you said, the young lady called you from the hospital.
Mhm.
Like, how do you, bro? That's got to be hard, bro.
That is the hardest part of my business. I will honestly say the fact that I want to run a business
Yeah,
and be financially sound, but it's a interrelationship type business.
yeah,
It's crazy because my staff, my manager, they're like, "You're too nice.
yeah,
You're too nice." Like, no, they know they owe. They
yeah.
know, but I'm like,
Wait, it's people that owe?
no,
How that work? I never owe.
It really don't
My
work.
credit
but-
card on file.
Yeah. We keep all the cards on file. But, you know, I give certain concessions based on situations.
For sure.
Like, you know, we had one young lady who freak accident. Her mom was on vacation at an Airbnb in Florida. Slips on a marble floor, cracks her skull,
Oh,
dies.
oh my God.
And she texted me. Well, no, she didn't even text me. Her neighbor texted me.
Okay.
And again, I say this is how much
Community.
this person values me,
Right.
because I'm one of those ones that she was like, text Mac for me.
He was on
Yeah.
the short list.
Tell him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I told her, I said, listen, as long as you need, our policy is normally 4 weeks. As long as you need to freeze, you need to freeze. And I've texted her 3 or 4 times, and she just came in yesterday, and she was like, you know, you're the only person that constantly checks on me to make sure I'm all right. And
Mm,
she's like, I'm coming back next week.
nice.
So it's not that I did that for the money value. That weekly payment, yeah, it worked, helps. But I just can't imagine losing my mom on vacation to slipping on a marble floor and cracking your skull and you die.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Like that's just not something.
Yeah.
And her
Freak
and her,
accident.
her and her mom were the two that came in to get her started.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's
Wow.
trauma right there.
So now you just like, all right. So yes, it is the hardest part because part of me wants to be Gold's Gym.
Yeah.
Pay me my money. But then the other part of me is like, nah, this was my calling from God. Or
For
whatever.
sure. Respect.
It's you know what? You got to make a change in certain people's lives.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you're in a coaching situation like we are,
Yeah.
that's the life changing.
Yeah.
Because now, if Shamari does have an issue and he needs something, he knows he has someone he can come talk to about it, and we can figure out how to get it done. At another gym, whatever one it might be, you might not have it.
For sure.
They might be like, can't help you, brother.
Sorry. He
Yeah.
tied into this contract.
Yep, 1 year.
I actually, and I'll call him by name, Bally's Gym. I went there because Something happened. We were working out. We got the memberships. The wife and I were young. I got in a car accident where the car flipped upside down 3 times and slid 30 feet. I was not going to the gym for a little while. Thank you, God. I'm blessed I got out of that. They refused to cancel my membership. Now, the young Shamari told them, do whatever you want to do. I don't credit whatever you're going to burn. I don't care. But they literally put me through the ringer to freeze and close that membership.
Yeah. See, and that for me, that would have been like, hey, bro, we're gonna shut you down. When you're ready to come back, come back.
Right.
Just get better. Because you're no good to me seeing negative about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Your negative conversation travels 50 times faster than praise.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, you say something negative, everybody like, oh,
Oh,
I knew it. I knew
absolutely.
it. But
go on any Google travel advisor, it's predominantly negative reviews because people don't typically go on to say something nice about people, and that's absolutely ridiculous.
that's the bad part.
That's horrible. With the time that we have left, I'm a young, aspiring business owner, entrepreneur, whether I want to open my own gym or I want to do personal training, whatever it may be. You said 13 years?
Mm-hmm. We've been brick and mortar 13
So
years.
you've been brick and mortar 13 years.
25 years.
I was about to say, but you've been doing it longer than that.
Yep.
What advice do you have?
You know what? That's the thing. That's what I would always want to talk about. If in our community, one, you need to find mentors. You need to be willing to learn information from people who have already done it. I think that's the biggest negative. Everybody that's up and coming, think they already know it.
Yeah.
Shamari's already stepped on 80 landmines.
Absolutely.
Why not learn from him?
Yeah.
Versus so you don't have to step on those
Absolutely.
landmines. Second thing is understand that it's a fight. It's not a sprint.
Yeah.
It's a slow crawl
Yeah.
to continue to get better.
Yeah.
Like I said, consistency is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
If you're an entrepreneur, consistency is going to be the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Now, find your circle and find your lane
Yeah.
and kind of just stay in it.
Yeah,
Kind
man.
of just find your niche. Like I think with this up and coming generation, we all talk about Gen X and all the,
Yeah.
but they have so many synapses firing
Yep.
that they can't
So fast.
have that tunnel vision. And when you can't have that tunnel vision, you really can't put your thumb on what you want to do.
Yeah.
You kind of putting your hand on everything, like
Yeah.
But once you dial down, you can go from there.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Any final questions from you, Sam?
No, that was amazing. That pretty much sums up our time here.
Yeah, I love it, Mac. I appreciate you coming on the show.
Anytime, I appreciate it.
Expediting Change. For a wrap up, your financial wellness is tied to your physical health. You cannot build generational wealth if you are no longer here because you are no longer building. So listen to the things that Max said. One key thing that he said that Sam and I actually had an off-camera conversation about, he came to me and said, it was one more thing, Mari, that I wanted to mention. And that word was consistency. And if you can have consistency and build a habit that is a healthy habit, then it'll make sure, not necessarily, I won't even say make sure, because you never know when you're going to go, but you can at least make sure that you are doing your part to maintain your physical, mental, and financial health by just picking up your car keys, getting on the bus, getting on the train, and getting active and going to the gym. This has been Expediting Change Live. I hope that y'all can hear me as I wrap up because it's crazy. It seemed like the spots next door, they beating right now. So I got to get much louder. Don't know why they doing this to me. Expediting Change on YouTube. Follow us. Let's go. I appreciate y'all. Yo, that's